Welcome to US Coins Hub, the place where hidden secrets, rare treasures, and unbelievable coin values come to light. Here, we uncover the rarest US coins, shocking errors, valuable key dates, and the stories that turn ordinary pocket change into extraordinary finds. If you love hunting for rare and valuable coins, you're in the right place, because every video could reveal the treasure sitting in your pocket right now. And today, we continue our exciting state quarter series, where we expose the rarest designs, valuable errors, and high-demand coins collectors are chasing in 2025. Let's dive in. Top 1 today, we're diving deep into the very first coin released in the legendary 50 State Quarters program, the 1999 Delaware State Quarter. At first glance, it may look like an ordinary quarter, but the story behind this little piece of metal is far more interesting than most people ever realize. The Delaware State Quarter holds a very special place in American numismatics. It was the first state quarter ever released, marking the beginning of a massive coin collecting craze across the country. Families saved them, collectors hunted them, and millions of people became fascinated with U.S. coins because of this program. But among the common circulated pieces, there exist a few rare and extraordinary Delaware quarters that can bring shockingly high prices, if you know what to look for. This quarter features the famous image of Caesar Rodney riding on horseback during his historic journey in 1776. It's a design filled with motion, history, and bold detail. But the beauty of this coin isn't just in its artwork. It's in the hidden variations and rare errors that slipped through the mint during production. These small mistakes are exactly what makes certain 1999 Delaware quarters incredibly valuable today. One of the most sought-after features is a strong minting error known as the spitting horse error. This happens when a die crack extends from the horse's mouth toward the rim of the coin, making it appear like the horse is spitting. It sounds funny, but collectors absolutely love this error. The stronger and more visible the die crack, the higher the value climbs. Some examples of this error have sold for hundreds and even thousands of dollars when found in crisp, well-preserved condition. But that's not the only treasure hidden in this coin. Some Delaware quarters were struck on different planchets, including coins mistakenly made on experimental or foreign metal blanks. Others show off-center strikes, double dies, or missing details caused by pressure problems during minting. These kinds of errors are extremely scarce, and when one appears, collectors compete fiercely to own it. A perfect example of one of these rare mistakes can transform an ordinary pocket change coin into a highly valuable prize. Now imagine a Delaware State quarter from 1999 that not only has a major minting error, but is also in top-tier condition. Sharp details, perfect luster, no signs of circulation, and professional grading that proves its quality. That combination is what makes this coin a dream find for collectors. Rare errors plus exceptional condition can lift the value of this quarter far beyond what most people ever expect. And that brings us to the exciting part of today's video, the value reveal. While most Delaware quarters are worth only face value, and some nice error pieces can bring a few hundred or a few $1,000s, the rarest and most desirable versions have reached unbelievably high figures at auction. If you happen to find one of these top-graded, high-end error examples, its worth could reach an incredible $91,000. So check your coin jars, hunt through old pocket change, and don't overlook any Delaware quarters from 1999. One small detail could mean the difference between a regular coin and a life-changing find. Top 2, we're exploring a coin that looks simple, ordinary, and familiar, yet it hides some of the most surprising secrets in the entire State Quarter series. We're talking about the 1999 Georgia State Quarter, a coin millions of Americans used every single day without ever knowing that a few rare versions of it are worth a fortune. The Georgia State Quarter was the fourth coin released in the famous 50 State Quarters program, and it carries a design that reflects the heart of the Peach State. It features the outline of the state, a peach in the center, branches of live oak, and a ribbon displaying the state motto, wisdom, justice, moderation. It's a beautiful design with elegant details, but those same details are exactly where rare mistakes and striking errors can occur, mistakes that collectors spend years searching for. Even though this quarter was produced in massive numbers in 1999, the mint wasn't prepared for how intense the production demand was. High pressure, long production lines, and heavy dye usage created an environment where errors slipped into circulation. These are the coins that collectors dream about. A normal Georgia quarter might only be worth face value, but a rare error combined with strong preservation can push its value into extraordinary territory. One of the most popular errors found on this coin comes from die cracks and die chips, where small breaks in the minting die create raised lines or blobs of metal on the coin. Some appear on the peach, others on the state outline, and some even stretch across the motto. The more dramatic and unusual the error looks, the higher the interest climbs among collectors. Then there are the off-center strikes, coins that were not aligned properly when struck by the dies. These are easy to see because part of the design is shifted toward one side, leaving empty space on the opposite end. A clean, bold off-center strike can instantly multiply the value of this coin, especially when the date is still fully visible. Another category that sends collectors into a frenzy includes double strike errors, where the coin is struck more than once. These can create ghost-like images or doubled lettering that give the coin a unique, unmistakable appearance. These mistakes are incredibly rare and extremely exciting for anyone who finds one. But that's not all. A small number of Georgia quarters are known to have been struck on the wrong metal planchet, usually intended for foreign coins or other denominations. When this happens, the weight, color, and even the sound of the coin can be different. These wrong planchet errors are some of the rarest in existence, and whenever one appears, it usually becomes the center of attention in auctions. Collectors also pay close attention to condition. A coin with full luster, sharp details, and absolutely no signs of circulation can receive a high grade from professional grading companies. When a rare mint error is combined with a top-level grade, the value doesn't just increase, it skyrockets. So, if you ever come across a 1999 Georgia State quarter, look at it carefully. Study the peach, the branches, the lettering, the rim, and the shine. Even one tiny error, one unusual detail, or one sign of a minting mistake could mean you're holding something much more valuable than you think. Many collectors have found surprise treasures simply by paying close attention. And now, the moment that coin lovers wait for, the value reveal. The rarest high-grade error examples of the 1999 Georgia State quarter have shocked collectors and reached an impressive price of $88,000. Top 3, we're taking a closer look at a state quarter that holds both historical meaning and surprising value potential. This is the 2001 New York State quarter, one of the most eye-catching and symbolic coins in the entire state quarter program. So listen carefully, because every detail in this video might help you discover a rare and valuable piece hiding in your own collection. The New York State quarter was released to honor one of the most iconic locations in the United States. Its design captures the essence of New York with amazing detail. At the center stands the Statue of Liberty, a powerful symbol of freedom and hope for millions of people around the world. Behind her appears the outline of New York State along with a path marking the historic Erie Canal, representing trade, opportunity, and connection. The words "Gateway to Freedom" stretch proudly across the design, reminding us of New York's important role in American history. Now, even though this quarter was minted in huge quantities, not all of them came out perfectly. And that is where collectors get excited, because the rare mistakes made during the minting process can turn an ordinary 25-cent coin into something worth far more than most people can imagine. One of the most desirable errors on the New York quarter is the dramatic off-center strike. Some of these errors shift the entire design noticeably to one side, leaving blank space on the opposite edge. Collectors love these because they are immediately recognizable and extremely hard to find. A clean, bold off-center strike with the date still visible can place the coin in a very high-value category. Another valuable error includes double-struck coins. These pieces were struck more than once, creating doubled lettering, repeated images, or ghost-like outlines of the design. Double-strike errors are rare on state quarters, and when they appear, they usually attract strong attention at auctions. There are also wrong planchet errors, where a New York quarter was accidentally struck on metal intended for another denomination or even for foreign coins. These coins weigh differently, look different, and are unbelievably scarce. Wrong planchet errors are among the most valuable mistakes you can possibly find, especially if the coin is in excellent condition. Collectors also pay close attention to die cracks, cuds, and die chips, small breaks in the minting die that create raised lines or missing sections on the coin. When these imperfections appear on the Statue of Liberty, the state outline, or the lettering, it makes the coin even more desirable. Some of these small but unique features can increase value dramatically, especially when they're combined with overall high eye appeal. But as always, condition is everything. A 2001 New York State quarter with bright luster, sharp edges, and no signs of circulation can achieve a top-tier grade from professional grading companies. When a rare error happens to appear on a coin that also has near-perfect preservation, the value can rise far beyond expectations. So, if you have a box of old coins, a stash of state quarters, or even a random jar of change sitting at home, don't overlook the New York quarter. Take your time and check every detail: the rim, the fields, the lettering, the alignment, and even the weight. Sometimes, the rarest treasures hide in the most ordinary places. And now, for the moment every coin lover waits for, the value reveal. Among the highest graded and rarest error examples of the 2001 New York State quarter, some have reached an astonishing value of $86,000. Top 4. We explore one of the most visually beautiful and symbolically powerful coins in the entire state quarter program, the 2005 California State Quarter. This is a coin you'll want to listen to very carefully, because behind its peaceful design lies a handful of rare errors and unexpected surprises that can make it extremely valuable. The California State Quarter celebrates the Golden State with a stunning design featuring naturalist John Muir gazing toward the majestic Yosemite Valley. The breathtaking image of Half Dome rises behind him, and a soaring California condor spreads its wings above the landscape. This design perfectly captures California's natural beauty, its vast wilderness, and its deep connection to environmental conservation. But while millions of these quarters were minted and circulated across the country, only a very small number carry the rare traits collectors dream about. One of the most fascinating things about the California quarter is that despite being a modern coin, it has produced some extremely valuable minting errors. Because the design includes fine, delicate details, like the feathers of the condor, the rocky textures of Half Dome, and the fine lines of Muir's figure, any flaw during the minting process becomes much easier to spot. And that is where the value begins. One popular error is the off-center strike. When the coin is not perfectly aligned during minting, part of the design ends up pushed to one side, leaving a portion of the blank planchet visible. The more dramatic the shift, the more valuable the coin becomes, especially if the date remains completely readable. Collectors are willing to pay extremely high prices for clean, bold off-center errors. Another rare and exciting variety comes from double-struck coins. These mistakes occur when the quarter is struck twice instead of once, creating doubled images, stretched outlines, or ghost-like shadows around the main design. On a coin as detailed as the California quarter, double strikes look stunning and highly unusual, which makes them incredibly desirable. Then there are wrong planchet errors, coins that were accidentally struck on the wrong metal. Some may appear darker, lighter, thinner, or weigh less than regular quarters. These errors are some of the rarest in modern U.S. coinage, and when one appears in the California series, collectors notice immediately. Wrong planchet errors are often worth thousands of dollars on their own, even without perfect condition. Die breaks, cuds, and die chips are also frequently found on this coin. Because the design has so many layered elements, any break in the minting die can create raised lines or missing chunks on the finished coin. A break near the condor, cracks around Half Dome, or chips in the lettering can dramatically increase a coin's appeal and value. And of course, condition plays a huge role. A visually stunning California quarter with no signs of circulation, bright luster, sharp edges, and perfect details can receive extremely high grades from professional grading services. When a rare mint error appears on a coin that's also in top condition, its value can skyrocket far beyond what most collectors expect. So before you spend or ignore any California quarters from 2005, take a moment to check them. Look for misalignment, doubling, unusual color, strange shapes, or cracks in the design. You never know. Your next big discovery might be hiding in your pocket, your coin jar, or a roll of quarters from the bank. And now, the moment every coin-loving viewer waits for, the value reveal. Some of the rarest, highest-graded error examples of the 2005 California State Quarter have reached an incredible value of $83,000. Top 5. We are going to be a fascinating journey into one of the most unique and historically rich coins in the entire U.S. quarter series, the 2009 Guam State Quarter. This is a coin many people overlook, but collectors who know what to search for understand that a few rare versions of this coin can be worth far more than you would ever expect. So listen very carefully, because this could easily be the most surprising coin you'll check in your collection today. The 2009 Guam Quarter is part of the District of Columbia and U.S. Territories program, which followed the famous 50-state quarters series. This makes it automatically special because these coins were produced in much smaller quantities compared to the state quarters. The design honors Guam's cultural history and island heritage with incredible detail. On the coin, you'll see an outline of Guam, a flying prow, a traditional Chamorro sailing vessel, and the latte stone, one of Guam's most iconic ancient architectural symbols. Together, these images reflect strength, tradition, and the spirit of the island. But beyond its beauty, what truly excites collectors are the rare errors and striking mistakes found on some 2009 Guam quarters. These errors are what transform an ordinary 25-cent coin into a highly valuable treasure point. One of the most desirable errors comes from off-center strikes. When the quarter is struck without perfect alignment, part of the design shifts dramatically to one side. The more extreme the off-center strike, the more valuable the coin becomes. And if the date and mint mark are still visible, collectors are willing to pay astonishing amounts to own such a piece. Another exciting error is the doubled die variety. These coins show doubling in the lettering, numbers, or design elements, particularly around the words Guam, Chamorro names, or the outline of the island. Because doubled dies are caused by mistakes during die creation, they are extremely rare and often discovered only by the sharpest eyes. Collectors love doubled dies because no two look exactly the same. There are also wrong planchet errors on some Guam quarters. When a coin is struck on metal intended for another denomination or even another country, it results in unusual weight, different color, and unique appearance. These wrong planchet errors are among the rarest modern mistakes, and when found on a territory quarter like Guam, their value rises even higher. Die cracks and cuds are also worth watching for on the Guam design. Because the outline of the island, the prow, and the latte stone have so many intricate edges, any break in the die can leave raised lines or missing chunks on the finished coin. Some of these dramatic breaks create errors that collectors immediately recognize and chase after. But rarity alone doesn't determine value. Condition is equally important. A 2009 Guam quarter in pristine, uncirculated condition with full luster and sharp details can earn a very high grade from professional grading services. When this high grade combines with a major mint error, the value multiplies dramatically. That is why collectors always say to check every detail, even on modern coins that look ordinary at first glance. So, if you have a collection of quarters, a jar of mixed change, or rolls from the bank, don't overlook the Guam quarter. These coins are newer, but they have already produced some of the most surprising modern rarities. And you never know, you might be holding something incredibly special without even realizing it. Now it's time for the moment every coin lover waits for, the value reveal. Among the rarest, highest-graded error examples of the 2009 Guam State Quarter, some have reached an astonishing value of $80,000. If you enjoyed this deep dive into one of America's most unique and fascinating quarters, make sure you like the video, subscribe to the channel, and tap the notification bell so you never miss out on future rare coin discoveries. Happy collecting, and may your next find be truly extraordinary.